What is up, guys? Rick Kakis here, and today we are going to be discussing the changes that Festival of the Lost 2016 has brought to Trials of Osiris. Now, the actual Festival of the Lost 2016 event hasn't necessarily been the best received by the Destiny community. Stuff like an over-reliance on microtransactions and not enough actual content are the main complaints cited for why this first live event after the Rise of Iron expansion was kind of a dud. With that being said, the one change that I feel that Festival of the Lost did do that was a hugely awesome thing was the changes to Trials of Osiris. And a ton of people are talking about these changes. Big PvP personalities, big PvP content creators are debating back and forth whether or not, some of these changes are better than others, whether or not some of these changes should be permanently enacted. And that's an awesome thing, that these changes have sparked such a debate, such a hot topic within the Destiny community. It obviously means that this weekend's Trials of Osiris was very different than normal. Now, what exactly were the changes added to Trials for the Festival of the Lost? Well, firstly, you do get an exclusive reward. Upon getting 5 wins on your ticket, you will get a new emblem. Apart from that, the map Cauldron has been, I guess, spookified would be the best word. Doing things like opening a special ammo crate or going to certain parts of the map or going to have spiders crawl on your screen and certain scary sounds kind of pop out of nowhere, and that is kind of neat. It definitely adds to the atmosphere of Festival of the Lost, but the much more important things that were changed to Trials was 2 key modifiers. Firstly, chaff has been added. Your radar was completely disabled. Apart from that, there was no respawns available. So once you died, you were completely dead for the entirety of that round, unless, of course, you had a self-resing warlock. Now, I, of course, played Trials of Osiris with these changes, went 9-0, and I've got to say, they were really interesting. There were times where I absolutely loved these changes. Firstly, for the no revive mechanic, it was a very interesting feeling in Trials. It was a very interesting experience, having some of the most intense moments being when I'm dead. Now, that sounds strange, but when you're dead and, you traded with an enemy player and they've got another guy dead, you've got another teammate dead, and let's say it's 1v1, the entire battle really boils down to you having the best callouts. Both of those players, the enemy player and your teammate, are completely blind because of the no radar thing. So when you're dead, you've got an overview of the map. You can look at your teammate and look behind him. Whatever team has the best callouts and the best communications at that point, the enemy is in the middle, he's on the bridge, he's now heading to the inside, very clear, concise instructions. Your teammate can benefit from that, and you can see your teammates react to your instructions and react to your callouts, and that is such a cool feature. That makes it so that the strength of your team and the clarity of your communication is now a huge asset in whether or not you're going to win that fight. That was an awesome experience. Furthermore, eliminating revives altogether took away all of the annoying things about being able to revive in Trials. We've all encountered those teams who just camp at the very back of the map, play so passively, and just want to snipe the entire round. If you take out one of them, they just revive each other. If you take out one and try to push, by the time you get there, they've got the revive shields up, and it's almost impossible to actually play aggressively against those players. Not to mention, they have radar, so if you flank, they know. But we're going to talk more about no radar in a sec, but eliminating revives altogether make it so that if you win your engagements, that's a huge benefit. Now, when you take out an enemy player and you win that 1v1, you're still alive, that's huge. They are down a player permanently now, and it makes for a very interesting style of play. And the no revive modifier really goes hand in hand with the no radar modifier. I mean, I'm sure you guys could tell I was trying to just focus on the no revive modifier, and I kept talking about the no radar modifier as well, because they so go hand in hand in what they allow you to do. With no radar, flanking became so much more of an important option. You could go around the backside of the map, and if the enemies weren't expecting them, you could just completely catch them off guard. And again, communication became key. Calling out, hey, I saw a guy going to the left, I saw a guy in middle, like shouting out where you saw enemies, where enemies are, became extremely important. And again, that really focuses on team play. Now, am I saying that all of these changes are totally awesome and that every Trials from now on should have these modifiers? Absolutely not. It wasn't purely beneficial. There definitely was some annoying things. I mean, with the shotgun meta going on right now, giving those people extra power to get even closer with no radar, that maybe isn't the best idea. And furthermore, people do hate on revives, but a huge part of Trials and a huge part of being a skilled player, whether or not you want to admit it, is being able to decide whether or not to engage the enemy or to go for the revives. And being able to, revive your team, get back to full focus, does help every once in a while counteract some of the more annoying things. Grenade spam, someone, double skip grenading you. You can hopefully revive that teammate who was unlucky enough to get hit by a stray Axion bolt or again skip grenade or something like that, and get back to full strength and have a more fair fight against the enemy. Like, there's benefits to both. But that's the point. That's really the whole thing I'm talking about here. I don't know whether these changes are purely better or purely worse than the normal Trials of Osiris. I am not a massive PvP personality. I play a decent amount of PvP, but I definitely bend to the knowledge of the more intense, way more PvP-focused content creators. And if you look at them, they're having a debate right now. As I said earlier in the video, they don't know necessarily whether these changes are purely better or purely worse. But that, again, is the point. What we have right now is a different experience. I had a lot more fun playing Trials this weekend than last weekend. Why? Because this weekend was different. Not necessarily better, but different. It really changed up gameplay. And why is the argument right now within the community whether or not these changes should be enacted always for the rest of time, or they should never be looked at ever again? Why can't we switch it up? Just like how Heroic Strikes switch up the modifiers every week, why can't we do that with Trials of Osiris? Like, one weekend, no revives. The next weekend, no radar. The next weekend, no revives and no radar. And the next weekend, no modifiers, normal Trials. Right? And then we just have that rotation. I'm not saying that is the be-all and end-all answer to everything, but looking at a switching up of the Trials modifiers, I don't think is the worst idea. You've got to remember, we've got a whole nother year of Trials of Osiris. Right now, it's just about to begin November. So we have November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, or October, we're going to have Destiny 2 coming out. That is a lot of weekends. That is a lot of Trials of Osiris weekends from the point of making this video until Destiny 2. Do we really want to be the same thing every single time? Or maybe every few weekends, every 2 weekends, we have another Trials like this. We have another Trials where it switches up the modifiers. I think that would be a fantastic idea. I think that would be really fun. And some people would love these modifiers, some people would hate them. So the people who hate them just don't play it that weekend. The people who love it would purposely get on to play it that weekend. We actually have a change of experience, and the players who play Trials constantly, I think, would probably end up enjoying it more because you have different experiences depending on which weekend it is. So I think that's something that Destiny and Bungie should definitely look at enacting in the future, is that a rotation of modifiers within Trials what this weekend showed us was that changing the modifiers could be hugely beneficial. It changes up gameplay, it changes up the experience, and a lot of players really enjoyed these changes. So why not do these things more often? Don't let Festival of the Lost be the last time we have this experience. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it interesting. Now, if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If this video does well, hopefully, Bungie will actually pay attention and potentially enact these changes. Now, if you guys want to see more Destiny content from me, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. Now, if you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter. That's linked in the description down below at RickCacus, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.